Hey, how are you today? My name's Mike. I've got a quiet house. The cat has been fed. Let's do some coding. Today I'm going to show you how to create a clock using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. On the left hand side I've got my VS Code text editor open, and I've got a HTML file which starts with doc type all the way down to HTML. So if you just want to pause the video and copy that out, that's cool. At line 7 I've got a link to the style sheet, which if I click on the style sheet is empty right now. Going back to the HTML, and I've got a link right at the bottom of the body tag, which is a script link to clock JavaScript, which I've got here, which is absolutely blank right now. So let's move on. And all I'm going to do is create one division. I'll give it a class of clock and an ID of clock as well. Okay, there we go, and that's the HTML sorted. It's as simple as that. So let's go and style the clock for now. Before I go over to CSS, I'm just going to give the clock some numbers so that we can see what we've got on the screen. So top left of the browser, it's really small at the moment. There's the clock, and I've just zoomed in so you can see it. So let's come over to the CSS. What I'm going to do is sort out the margins and padding right now. Oops. So first thing to do is sort out the margins and padding. So box sizing, border box, and then I'm going to add some styling to the body. Let's go a bit of a font size initially. I'm going to go to REM. I'm just going to go font Arial for now and save. In fact, it's font family, beg your pardon, and save. So it's Arial looks, I think, better than Times New Roman. And what I want to do is display flex and align items, align content center, and then justify content center as well. And hit save, and you can see the clock has gone to the center of the thing. So I'm going to add the class of clock, and I just want to push it down a bit on the browser, so I'm going to go margin top and 40%. That's not 40% at all, and click there, and we can see that the clock has gone down towards the center of the browser, so that's nice. Do you know what? I don't like black on white, so with the body I'm going to give it a background color of mid-gray or mid-black, so 555, and let's color the text. I'm going to go beige, which is like an off-white, so that's nice too. And there we go, so there's our clock in the middle, and on a grey background, looking nice. So let's move over to the JavaScript now. On the JavaScript file, we've got a blank page right now. I just need to go back to the HTML just to remind us what we call the clock itself. Here we go, the div. It's got an ID of clock, so I'm going to use that clock in the JavaScript. Initially, I'm going to create a variable. We'll call it clock anyway, and we're going to grab onto the HTML ID. So document.getElement by ID, and use clock. So that's going to grab onto the ID and the HTML. So now I'm going to create a variable. We'll call it date time, because I need to get the date or the current time right now, okay? And indeed for every second later on. So date time, I'm going to use the new date inbuilt function to JavaScript. And then what I need to do is create 3 more. I'm going to use h for hour equals datetime dot get hours. Okay, get hours. Next, I'm going to get the minutes. So using today's date time. Pardon me, I need an equals there. Datetime dot get minutes. And then let's have some seconds as well. So let seconds equals, using the date time that we've just got, I need to get the seconds. Get seconds, like so. Okay. So what we really want to occur is the 12 o'clock on the browser to show the hours, minutes, and seconds that we've just got. So back over to the JavaScript. I want the clock element. I'm using this clock element at the top now. Okay, so if I spell it right, that would be cool. And I'm going to set the inner HTML to read the current time. So I'm going to use template literals here, which is the back text just next to the left hand side shift button. And initially I'm going to use H for hour, and then between the hours what I'll do is just use a colon there, then dollar curly braces minutes, and that's, I'll just use a pound sign, UK pound sign, that's a minutes colon and dollar curly braces, and in those curly braces I'm going to put seconds, and I'm going to hit save, and let's see what happens to the browser on the right hand side. That's great. There we go. So we've got 20, 10 and 4 seconds. If I refresh the page again, you can see the seconds are mounting up. I was really pleased that the seconds previously were less than 10, but because you saw that it was a single digit, not a double digit, so we need to sort that out. And so on. And personally, I don't like the spaces between the colons, so I'm coming over to line 11, just get rid of those spaces in the colons. Okay, so and hit save. And that's my personal preference, so there's no spaces, it's just colon hours, colon minutes, colon seconds. So that's nice. So let's sort out this issue of either the seconds, the minutes, or the hours under the number 10. So how are we going to do this? So I reckon if we use an if statement, okay, and if h is less than 10, then h equals, I'll use those template literals again, okay, the backtick, I want a 0, dollar curly braces h, and that's it, and that should solve the problem. And I want exactly the same for the minutes and the seconds, so I'm going to copy that if statement. Notice I'm not using an else statement, it doesn't matter in this instance, it's so small, and you don't want anything to happen if that if statement, or if there's anything else going on, so to speak. So right, so hopefully that should do that. I've got 3 if statements, one for hours, one for minutes, one for seconds, and now, okay, I'm just going to pause the video there. Okay, I'm just going to wait 45 seconds. Back in a minute. Okay, so time is getting on. So hopefully it's going to say 01 or 02 or there you go, 000102. Brilliant. Okay, so I'm assuming that if it's working for the seconds, it's going to work for the minutes, it's going to work for the hours. Right, so all this is good to go. We've created a clock, it's showing hours, showing minutes, showing seconds. However, the only thing is that it's not going up in time. So what we need to do is create a set interval. But initially, all this code here is going to go into a function. So we can call that function every second. So let's create a function. I'm going to call it create clock. Indeed, why not? Because that's what we're going to do. Create clock. And I'm going to copy everything, or cut it indeed, and paste it within the function. So you can see it's exactly the same code. I've done nothing with it. All I've done is created this function called create clock. And underneath the function, I'm going to set interval and create a clock. So, and comma every 1,000 milliseconds, which equals 1 second. So if I hit save now, we can see that the clock is being created every second and the numbers are going up, which is absolutely fantastic. You did notice if I just hit save again, you will see that there's a number 12 first. That's like 12 o'clock and then it jumps to the time. Well, that's because we hard-coded it within the HTML. I'm in the HTML file right now. Highlighted in line 13 is 1200. So I'm going to get rid of that, hit save, and the clock doesn't have that 12. Okay, hey, that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. That's how to create a clock in HTML, CSS, JavaScript. My name's Mike. Thanks for watching. See you. Bye.